Okay. We're gonna cut hair. This is how to cut hair in 3 easy steps. I watched some YouTube videos, and basically you just need to know 3 things. You need to know what you need to cut, you know where you need to cut, and why you need to cut. And not in that order. First, you need to know. Let's start with why. You need to know why you need to cut your hair. So it's long. It's ratty. You don't like it. And the reason you know why you need to cut your hair is because that tells you where you need to cut your hair. What, where, and why. What. So why you have to think about first. So why you need to cut your hair. Why. Okay. And then why you need to cut your hair. Then what, where, why. What, where, why. What. Well, what is your hair? But where is like, in general, like where, like do you want this part off? Do you want this part off? Do you want this part off? And then what you would cut is the hair. So that's the easy part. But then what, where, why? What, where, why, what, and where. Where is where in your head you'd want to cut it. Those are basically the 3 steps. I know it sounds confusing, but if you follow those easy steps, so we'll start with what, right? And so what is the hair? So you just take your hair and you find you need to have scissors or like a razor. You could use like a razor or a knife, but I'm gonna go with scissors. And these are paper scissors. It's helpful if you have hair cutting scissors. But you just take, and then so what is the hair and where and why? Why is because it's like just. I mean, it's not normal right now. What it is, it's kind of like all ratty, and I mean everyone's hair right now is not what it should be, or maybe it is what it should be. But this is not about what you should be doing with your hair. It's about how you should, about the 3 easy steps of cutting your hair, right? What, where, and why. So you would take it and you would just kind of cut, like where, like what you'd want to cut. Like I don't want this part, so you just kind of like cut that off, and you gotta hold it. You gotta hold it, and then you gotta, and if you don't hold it, then it's gonna go everywhere. So just kind of put that in the trash can. And then, so you got that there, and so then, like, this part right there, you're hearing my cat in the background. She doesn't like when I talk loud, because I'm not talking to her, and I probably also should feed her. I just gave her some treats. That's not enough, apparently. But, scientists, you'll get food later. So, you just kind of cut, like, I don't want this part. It's hard to do yourself. It's hard to cut your hair yourself, because it's, you don't really know where, and also like looking in the mirror, I'm like moving the scissors towards my eye, but I feel like I'm moving it away. It's kind of hard. So you just like I don't want this part. You take that and you remember to hold on to it. Just kind of take, and like I know those hair cutters, they kind of like they take it and they take your hair and they usually like put it in like they do this thing, and they cut it like that, and they do this thing and cut like this. But that's really hard to do yourself. You can't like do this and like look on top of your thing at the same time. You just kind of like, you got to go with what you want to cut. And like I kind of want to get all this stuff up top here off. You just kind of cut. Oh, and this part right here. This has to go. So this you can just kind of just chop that off. You just kind of chop it all off. This stuff in the back here, and then what scientist, and so like what you can't see, you're gonna have to see. It feels like I'm gonna chop off my head. I'm not gonna chop off my head. See it like, and then. You gotta kind of just guess, It's part of it. It's part of it is the whole guessing. There's, but that's what makes it art. I mean, once you get good at it, you're not really guessing, you're just feeling, it's like you can cut your nails really easily, right? Like when I was younger, I wasn't really able to cut my nails really easy. I always had a hard time cutting my toenails, because it was just like, I didn't know like what if I was gonna cut myself or whatever. But now it's real easy, and like you gotta start somewhere. Like I'm not gonna ask my dad, my mom to cut my toenails, right? When did you stop? When did you stop asking your parents to cut your toenails, right? When do you stop asking the haircut place to cut your hair? Do you go in all the time to get your hair cut? I probably should pick up all the towels off the ground, because hair can fall on the ground, right? You don't want to have hair on the ground. Okay, so you just continue to cut what you don't. And I don't have like a smock, or I'd wear a smock, but I mean it's my house, I don't really need it. And so then again in the back, you don't want to give yourself a mullet. You want to make sure you don't give yourself a mullet. So you want to just try to cut as much as you can, off the back, and make sure, this doesn't look bad. Like look at this. Like I look like a decent person. You can't even tell. You can't even tell a lot of it's cut off. And so then if you want it shorter, you kind of just gotta go around, the areas. And I'm just guessing here. I can't even, it's like when you move the scissors in the mirror, it's not really moving where I think it should move. And I kind of want it short because it's getting to be like, it's getting to be summer, or it's going to be summer soon. And eventually it'll get warm out. So I want to cut it down. So, I mean, and look at the back. I don't know if you could see the back. I mean, you can see the back. I can't really see the back. I can use this mirror here, and I can see a little bit in the back. But there is like a bunch back here that I need to get off. So that is going to be hard. And chopping with these scissors, I feel like I'm going to chop off my scalp. I can't even see what I'm doing here. This is like... But you gotta try. It's like eventually you get good at it, and then you can feel on your hair where you're cutting. And that's why I'm doing it now, because eventually you got to start sometime, right? You got to start cutting your hair sometime to feel it. And I mean, I guess maybe in the future I would get some mirrors. I'd get some extra mirrors, if I'd really want an establishment, a cutting establishment. But to get the most in the back, you're just gonna need to razor it, like all this down. You know how like in salons they like taper it down. I can't do like the thing like that, because I'm gonna chop off my finger. I don't want to chop off my finger. Nobody wants to chop off fingers. Everybody wants their fingers, right? Like everybody loves Raymond. Everybody loves their fingers. I mean, I fucking love. Like what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do if I chop my finger off now? And then I'm gonna have to go to a hospital. Nobody wants to go to a hospital right now because I'm chopping off my finger because I'm trying to cut my hair. Like no time, at no point you want to chop off a finger. I'm not saying maybe you, but I don't ever want to chop my finger off. So I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm just gonna go with one of these, to get it in the back. You just kind of turn it on, and then this is just like, you just go up the back, you kind of fade up the back, right? You fade up like they would fade up. You just like, when you think fade, you put your hand, you kind of put your hand there, and you fade up, fade. It's really easy. That's how they do it in the back, and you kind of want it nice and good, because you don't want to have to give yourself a haircut multiple times a month, right? You just kind of want to fade it up there. And like I said, you know, unless you want to give yourself a mullet, you know, try to get like all of it. And I might have to take off my glasses. And that's another thing for me, is that I can't see much without my glasses. So I'm just guessing here. You just kind of fade up, fade. And eventually, like, all your hair, all the hair that you don't want will just come off, you know? You don't want any of this hair, you know. You don't want any of this hair back there sticking out, because then it's like you're walking around town and like your hair's sticking out back, and then it's like the same type of feeling as like when your hair is like a tag is sticking out, you know, like, oh, you didn't know the tag was sticking out. And the hard part is getting around your ears, you know. You just kind of, you know, it's like, that's why, like, I don't know how those haircut people, what barbers, stylists, how they use scissors around your ears, you know. One little cut on your ear, and then your ear's gone, you know. And then you're like that artist that chopped off his ear, but you didn't chop your ear off, you know. Your stylist chopped your ear off. You know, you just kind of like go around, and eventually you just gotta get all the hair off, you know. You know, it's like you establish the what's the hair, right? And like, this is the simplest way to get your hair off, is to just cut it down and then take one of these fancy things. You know, you could buy one of these at like CVS. You know, I bet you can go right now and buy one of these at CVS, because like, is anyone like, are these the things that people are trying to get during the COVID thing? I don't think people are rushing out to get haircut material. Although maybe, I mean, people want to cut their hair. What is this, a razor? So would this be called an electric razor? Is this an electric razor? I don't know. But you kind of just fade up and go all out and just get like, you know, all the hair off, you know. And once it's like all off, like, that's what this is for. Like, that's why there's like a big plastic thing right here, because it's a trash can. You know, like, all my hair would have been, you know, in the sink, and then you got to call the plumber, and then a plumber has to come over. You don't want a plumber. Why would I want a plumber to come over now? You know, like, that's why it's like, you know, I'm really trying to like make sure I don't use a lot of toilet paper. You know, one, because, you know, you don't want to run out of toilet paper because like it's hard to get, but two, it's like you don't want to clog your toilet, you know, and have a plumber come over, because you know. A plumber's been in a lot of places right now. I'm sure a plumber has been in a lot of places, you know, and like, you just don't want that, you know. So especially this, you know, you just want to get all your hair off, and you want to put it in the in the trash can, you know. You guys probably have trash cans, or like I just use this like a bag, just a bag that I got from a store. You know, they used to give out bags. Well, like, they used to actually not give out bags, or they did give out bags, and then they have to pay for bags or taxes in Chicago. And now they're just, you know, now they're handing out bags. They're telling you, don't bring your bag, don't bring your personal bag. We don't want to see your personal bag around here. I actually brought my personal bag, and I brought it in the store, and they wouldn't let me use it. You know, so they should have just told me I couldn't have brought it in the store, but I mean, they didn't. So. But yeah, so you just gotta get in the back here. You want to make sure all this hair is gone, because you don't want to have like a little bit of hair back here, and like that just looks weird, you know. But like, you're not really seeing anyone right now anyway, or I'm not, you know. I mean, unless you're going out, you know, which you shouldn't be. You know, you're not really seeing anyone, so.
What's even better than having
did have
millions
like
of
hair
songs
back
at your
there.
fingertips for free? Getting thousands of the world's most loved podcasts in your earbuds too.
Commercials. It doesn't look that bad, right? You know, it's gone, but it's like a lot. Like, it's the parts that you don't want are gone, and then the parts that you did want, like, they're gone too. But then they'll come back, and then, you know, and then there'll be other parts too that'll, you know, come back eventually. You know, Maybe, who knows? You know, but that's not the point here. You know, the point is that you get it all one fell swoop, and so this is also allowing me to not have to go to the barber shop. This is like stocking up on food. I'm stocking up on not having to go to the barber shop. You just like shave it all off. And it kind of, you know, it kind of makes your head look smaller because there's no hair there, but like it doesn't matter anyway. You know, it all looks kind of like even. The hair is completely even now, and now when it comes in, it'll be like perfect. You know, you won't need to get a haircut for like 2 years. You know. This is like me getting food for like 2 years worth of like, you know, I don't have to go to the grocery store for 2 years. Like, sign me up for that, you know. And this is just like the grocery store, but like the haircut store. You know, I don't have to go to the haircut place. I know how to shave. I know how to shave my head, and I can cut my toes, you know, at the same time. Or, well, maybe not at the same time, but like, I can cut my toes. Toenails. Cut my toenails. So I don't have to, you know, ask my parents to do that. I don't have to go to the haircut store to do this. You save a lot of money. You know, cutting your own hair. This is definitely an advantage. And what I say about around the ears, there's a lot of hair around the ears that you probably will miss, you know? So you gotta, it helps if like you can have someone, you know, look at your hair, you know, from behind, you know, or just even have anyone, you know, in the room helping you, you know, but if you have to do it by yourself, this is like the easiest way to do it so that you cut your hair and you get to pretty much be exactly, you know, the length that you want it, you know. And then when you're done, you know, you can decide if you want to take it shorter by shaving it. You know, that's a whole different like topic. You know, I don't know, maybe I'll try that. You know, it can't hurt. Well, it can hurt. It probably can hurt. But like, you know, this is a good start. You know, and so I hope. And then you gotta unplug. You gotta unplug this because you don't want to shave off any hair that you want to keep. So, and then because I had the trash in the bag that I used that I got from a store, I don't have a lot of hair in the sink right here, just a little bit. I had that one piece of hair just now on the floor, and that was it. So nothing's on the floor. So you see all those. The salons with brooms and they're just sweeping up all the hair on the floor. That's fake. That's not real hair. You know, I didn't have any hair fall on the floor. So, you know, just use trash can next time. You know, bring your own trash can to the hair salon. You know, so yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys think it looks good. You know, it's pretty easy to do going forward. Just 3 easy steps. What you want to cut, where you want to cut, and why you want to cut, and bam. I'll probably take a shower to get the remnants off of me, and you know, that's it. All right, thanks for watching, and tune in next time when we do something else. You know, something. Bye.